No fun. No fun allowed. Let's see here. I gotta open a new tab. Gotta open a new tab. Gotta get live chat going. Yeah, I figured I was willing to chance it for tonight. For the sake of Manborg. For the sake of Manborg, I was willing to try it, but I figured this would happen. And then people wonder why YouTube's just become slop. Why has YouTube just become slop? Why is it just a bunch of 2-hour video essays about nothing and and lolcow slop update videos? Why is that YouTube now? Well, because you can't do damn near anything else. Can't do anything else. So that's why. That is why. Guess no Manborg for us. No fun. Alright, let me... Hold up. Hold up. Alright. Here's the idea. Here's the idea, chat. Here's my idea. Alright. Turn off system. Yeah. What I need y'all to do for us to finally have a full Manborg stream is to make an Odyssey. One of these days, I'm gonna load up Odyssey and we'll try this again. We can maybe try it again on Odyssey. That might be the go-to. That might be the idea. Alright. If some of y'all can make an Odyssey or something, I have an Odyssey. Let me show y'all. I think I have it right on my page. Let's see if we go to Club Doom. Go to Club Doom. Go to my bio. Odyssey. There we go. Odyssey is, from what I can tell, is not as about shit as YouTube. So we might try this again sometime this week on Odyssey. I think that's the plan. That is the plan for next time we try to get Manborg. We try to get in Manborg, alright? I'm gonna try to have something set up for this week, chat. In the meantime, let's get those Odyssey follows up. If y'all don't mind. What happened? We were watching Manborg. We were trying to react to Manborg, and YouTube did not like it. YouTube did not like it. For shame, YouTube. For shame. Alright, so let me figure out what we're gonna do next then. Because that was my plan for the night. Let's see here. I see a couple recommendations. We got Omega Ruby Omega Ruby And then another one I see in chat is Charge Man Ken by Kenny Lauderdale. Oh, the entirety of Japan is making fun of this anime. Okay, and Omega Ruby Alright, let's go with the short one first, I think. Omega Ruby and then go from there. Since we can't watch Manborg. Oh yeah, there's also the Sonic video.
Yeah, Pokemon, Mega Evolution, Science, Cockfighting, Magic, Animals. You know what to do.
Welcome to our new home, honey.
Yeah, there's too much water here.
Shut up and say hi to our only neighbors.
Ah, do you want to be friends with our daughter?
No.
Get your ass upstairs and introduce yourself.
they got a picture of a dick hanging on the wall.
Fully restored, items all ready.
Hi, could I name you something hilarious and inappropriate?
Oh my gosh, hi! What's your name? I'm May. I love Pokemon. I want to be friends with Pokemon all over the world. Can we be friends?
Are you on crack?
I gotta go help my dad now. Bye.
Well, I guess I'll
Just leave her room with this random ass dude unattended.
rest of the day jerking off. I think somebody had the same idea.
Dear God, help me! Somebody, please!
What's going on?
Hey, do you want to see me eat 5 warheads at once?
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Yo, fuck whatever going on. I want to see him eat 5 warheads at once. Let's go.
My balls!
What?
My balls! They're in my sack!
Which one do I pick?
Annie, just hurry!
Alright, I chose one.
Hooray!
Ah, shit.
This is Gex calling, Dolphin.
Yeah!
Hey, can I keep him?
Wow. Grass type? Way to be lame, bro.
You go suck my motherfucking dick, man.
Can you tell the difference between blue roofs and red roofs?
No, I can't. It's been a minute since I played Pokemon Ruby.
Whose footprints are these?
Let's see. On Route 103, I found this Pokemon, and on Route 102, I found this dead guy.
Hey, May, right? Professor Bitch told me to come find you.
Hi, new friend. Did my dad give you a Pokemon? Let's battle.
You want to battle? Shouldn't you want to show me your Pokédoll collection or your favorite Wonderwall cover on YouTube?
Because I'm a girl?
Well, I was gonna say stereotype, but...
Raise up, little bitch.
My tail doesn't like you.
Hey, you beat me. Good job.
Sorry. I just get the feeling that this is gonna be a very boring and uneventful rivalry between us. Damn, she's fast.
Here, kid, have a Pokedex. It's, street legal.
Yeah, it looks nothing at all like a PlayStation Portable.
Now you can set out on your arbitrary quest to defeat the Hoe
And League.
and collect 7.
Oh yeah, this is from
Pokemon.
2016.
Here,
This is
you can take
definitely
my
from
ball.
like...
Oh, thanks. What do
Yep.
I...
You know how to put in your mouth.
What?
To catch stuff with.
Are you sure you don't need to pack your running shoes? You could use them to run?
Mom, people have been able to run on their own since 2013.
So, is there any reason you suddenly feel the need to go travel the world now after we've just moved in?
Because fighting other people with magic animals just seems a lot more practical right now than sitting here and applying for college.
Okay. Well, when you see your father, can you please tell him that I want a divorce?
Huh?
Little sorry vaginals get fucked, homie.
Watch it, shorty. Forget about it.
Hey, May, can I ask you something?
What the hell is wrong with these birds? Issa with the 2. Cell versus Sonic Universe, especially now with Shadow. I mean, I'll put it on the queue. Yeah, I got this. We got some video about an anime that Japan makes fun of. Yeah, I'll put it on the queue.
What is it?
How's,
Since
how's
we
your
can't watch
relationship with-
Manborg.
What do you mean?
I don't know, do you guys, like, get along and stuff?
Oh, look at that.
Bugs.
Damn, Ken. She's actually pretty cute.
So what were you asking?
I asked if your dad's pretty cute.
Hmm?
Fuck!
Hey, I don't know how they got there, officer.
So, this is New Jersey.
As if.
It was a
we
good
need more Gex lines. Gex is the ultimate platformer
battle.
ever.
Feel free to challenge me again.
And I'm totally not just memeing. I am totally just memeing. I can't even get past the second level.
And when
I
you're not a
hate
loser,
I hate the
don't
game.
Suck.
All y'all bitches.
Hey, Dad.
Ah, well, if it isn't Brendan, my alleged son. What are you doing here? So, have you and your mother moved in okay?
Yeah, thanks for helping.
Now, kiddo, look. I know things have been hard lately, but...
But you got the gym. I know, Dad. Quit talking to me like I'm 10.
How's your mother doing?
She's, great. We're...
Divorce
Where you guys come with
papers.
the backpack? I feel a disturbance in the force.
I see you started putting together your own team. Just like your old man, huh? You know, when you were a kid,
Oh, please
I thought
don't.
you'd never grow out of that Pokemon beauty contest phase. That was so gay.
Look,
Oh, I should have called you Brittany.
2016, man.
Excuse me? I'd like to get a Pokemon, please.
Fuck no. Get out of here.
Yeah, I don't think you get Pokemon at the gym. You get Pokemon at the professor's place.
Oh, wait. You're Wally, right?
Yes. I'm heading up to Verdanterd to stay with my,
who the fuck?
family. People that I kind of know, but not really know all that well. It's pretty scary, but they're willing to feed me. And
Brennan, why don't you help this dork catch a Pokemon?
I need a Pokemon with me when I travel, so I don't get molested at bus stations.
Little too much information there, dude.
Oh, there's one!
Hey Pokemon fans, Tamashi here. Recently I covered...
Damn!
Aw, I thought it was a Pikachu!
Okay, look, why don't you catch one of those?
Yeah!
Take that, you Grove Street motherfucker!
Yeah, I'll get one too.
So is the green-haired guy? Is he like a regular in the Ruby campaign?
Thanks for showing me how to catch Digimon, Brandon.
Dad, please, can we just talk for a second?
Now, son, I know you're eager to spar with your old man, but as the 5th ranked gym leader, I totally can't allow you to fight me until you've obtained the first 4 gym badges.
Dad, I'm serious. It's about Mom. She wants to.
Sorry, son. League rules state that I can't talk to you till you've beaten the first 4 gyms. Bye-bye.
Are you in trouble?
Shut up, Wally. Hey, where's the first gym?
I think it's in...
Alright, cool. See you never.
I'm so rich. I'm going to waste Bulbastors on my worthless Pokemon. Eat my expensive shit.
Excuse me, young man,
Please get out of the way.
but have you seen my shroomish around here?
Ha! I was gonna wait for you, but I didn't. Now hand over those papers. No! I've been defeated. Here's a game-breaking EXP share. But no matter.
Bro, put that thing back in the Pokeball. It is a
For
menace.
you there.
It is a
I can find you
menace.
later.
It's me. Miss Courtney, we may have a problem.
Hi, Brendan. This city has stones.
This is the most dialogue I think I've had with anyone in my life.
My floatstone gave me anorexia.
Okay, I want
There
to
is
fight your
so
gym
much
leader.
happening. I can't process it all.
Oh, we in the middle of class.
I'm here to get badges and kick ass.
Tell me, do you like rocks?
Not particularly, no.
Well, prepare to eat some.
Okay, do moves.
Night, night, baby.
I like that one.
It appears I still need to do some more studying.
Yeah, you do. I didn't even know what the fuck I was doing, and I still beat you.
Ugh, filthy casual.
Okay, let's see what we got here. This looks tedious. I don't want to touch anything, and I don't have any friends. So
Nice.
just blatantly ripped from X and Y. I'll bet that's important. Hey, old guy, what's going on?
Holy fucking shit, that red cosplayer asshole stole my precious PP vagina.
Hey, give that guy back his Pico. Hey man, I think those rabbits killed your Pico.
Oh fucking shit, my little precious Pico, the love of my life, how will I ever go on without you? Okay, fuck it, let's go ride on my boat now, young whippersnapper.
Oh, okay, that was part 1. Alright, let's check out this anime that Japan apparently don't like.
In the 1970s, an anime was produced that was so bad, so insane, so terrible in every single aspect that most people dare not speak its name. You think you're ready for it, but you're not. The anime that I'm going to talk about today was done by Studio Neck, a company that I'm sure you've never heard of. But as far as Japanese 1970s anime companies go, they are very well known for their incredibly low quality anime. As an example, they once tried to make an anime about an invisible detective, and even though they did not need to draw the main character half the time because he was invisible, it still ended up looking so bad that they weren't even allowed to show it on Japanese television.
Let's go! The invisible detective. Bro, that is such a cop-out. It's like, we don't have a budget, so let's make the protagonist invisible. Oh, that's amazing. Well, I want to watch that. I want to watch that.
And 4 years later, they scraped together the anime that we're going to talk about today. Today's video is about Charge Man Ken, an anime with my name on it. Charge Man Ken stars a 10-year-old boy with a really strong laser blaster on his never-ending quest to eliminate every single alien off the face of planet Earth. Now, I could tell you that this anime is set in the future, and then Ken is a superhero, and that he's constantly fighting aliens and just blowing them to smithereens. But trying to explain the story of Charge Man Ken is a complete waste of time. It's just a series of events connected with one-frame explosions. Hearing spoilers doesn't even make a dent in this show. That's how little sense this anime makes. And I'm talking on a sound level, I'm talking on story levels, every single aspect of it. Let's start with how long the episodes are. Now, if I asked you how long you think an episode of an anime is supposed to be,
I'd say roughly around 12 to 24 minutes.
what would you say? Something like maybe 20
20
minutes or so, right?
20,
How about
24
5?
minutes.
Each
5! Each episode is 5 minutes. What the fuck's even the point of airing it?
Each episode of Charge Man Ken lasts 5 minutes long, and each story is so short that there was literally no time to explain anything. They don't explain the story, they don't explain who the characters are, nothing gets explained. This is especially important.
Yeah,
because
facts.
there's
TikTok
no crazy
anime.
plan
Short form anime.
that the aliens in this anime will not try. And boy, do they have a lot of plans. One episode, they find someone having a pretty hard time at home, so they follow him around the neighborhood until he lights a house on fire. But the Duralians, they know how to take advantage of a good fire, so they force a kid to light other houses on fire, not because they couldn't do it themselves, but because they thought it was funny.
That's always my favorite villain motivation. Because we're bored.
That they resurrected an entire species of man-eating butterfly just so Charge Man Ken could immediately make them go extinct 3 minutes later. Or that time they somehow created a vinyl record that makes people go insane when they listen to it. Another one of their plans involved turning into nurses and then sneaking into Japanese hospitals to destroy the food supply so people, they just couldn't have kids anymore. That's the level of alien genius we're talking about here. But they're aliens, right? They're just bad guys, so it's okay if Ken just vaporizes them on the spot with his space laser, right? Well, yes, but also no. Here's the thing about the Duralians. Despite having spaceship and laser beam eyeballs, most of their plans involve shape-shifting into regular-looking humans. So even though they're aliens, most of the time they look exactly like normal people. This has the hilarious side effect of making Chargeman Ken into this psychotic 10-year-old who is just constantly taking
So I started
people
blasting.
on a one-way trip to the Shadow Realm. One of their plans involved an alien changing into an exchange student and making his sister fall in love with him, only for Ken to immediately eliminate this mysterious handsome kid the second that he finds out that he was an alien in disguise. Ken didn't tell anybody this was an alien, by the way, so one day there's just
So
one
he
less
just
person at
walks up
Chargeman Ken's school. There's missing people all over the town, but he just laughs in his sister's face as he tells her that the boy moved to another school instead.
Oh my god, yo, Ken's a dick. Ken's a little asshole.
Absolute madness. Now, you would think he has a weakness, but he's basically unstoppable because the show just hands him new abilities whenever he feels like it. There's an episode of Chargeman Ken where he gained mind-reading powers and then never used them again.
I mean, that happened in Dragon Ball, though. Let's not hate too much on Chargeman Ken for that. Goku had that ability for one episode in the Frieza saga, and then it never came up again. Bro just casually read Krillin's mind, because he was... and then never did it again for the rest of the fucking show. There were 2, 3, 5 whole fucking sagas after that, and they never used it again. Ever. Goku's just like, bored now, reading your mind.
In another episode, Chargeman Ken punches a boxer so hard in the stomach that he forces him to change back into an alien. I would like to point out that this was a boxer that one scene earlier ended a man's career because he punched him too hard. Towards the end of the series, they just tie Ken to a rock and leave him there because they've
It's like, that's the best.
too hard. Towards the end of the series, they just tie Ken.
What? The aliens have come up with their most insidious plan yet. This is just fucking tied him to a rock and left him there. It's like, fuck it. Finally, that kid's gone.
To a rock and leave
He was
him
a
there
fucking
because
menace.
they've already tried pretty much everything that they can possibly throw at him. Does Ken have any weaknesses at all? Well, in the second episode, the Duralians come up with a plan to block out the sun. And when they pull it off, for a brief moment, their leader yells out, "Ha ha ha, Ken is helpless in the dark." So you think that he gets his powers from
Eastside with the 2. So the vinyl was just Ken Carson and Destroy Lonely. That would make me pretty mad. The knowledge that someone had purchased a $30 to $50 vinyl of absolute mid, that would irk me too. That would make me go on a murderous rampage. That would. So like, if that's what the Duralians were working with, then yeah, it probably worked. It probably worked. If I knew someone spent $30 to $60 on pure unadulterated mid on wax, I'd be
from the sun. But later on, and we're talking like 50 episodes later, right? There is an entire story dedicated to them trying to figure out what Chargeman Ken's weakness is. So that means either their plan to block out the sun in episode 2 was a complete coincidence because they're jerks, or that means they aired the episodes of this anime in the wrong order.
Yeah, that they may have done that. Wasn't there another show? Wasn't there a show on Fox that did that, and that's part of why it flopped? Firefly. Wasn't that the reason Firefly flopped? Because they like aired the episodes on Fox in the wrong order, so like people who were trying to watch it on a regular basis were confused and shit. It was like, what the fuck? What the hell's even going on here?
Never seen.
I think
an
that's how it
anime
went.
do
Correct me
that.
if I'm wrong.
Chargeman Ken
Do we got
is
any
basically
Firefly
unstoppable.
experts on here?
He never loses, and his explosion count is so high that it puts all other anime characters to shame. By the end of this series, he eliminates an entire species of sentient aliens, an entire species of butterfly, numerous people that probably weren't even aliens to begin with, and a professor that may or may not have been an exploding robot. He shoots first and never asks a single question. That's just how good Charge Man Ken is at being a hero. He's never wrong. And then there's the episode where they try to make you feel bad for the aliens and actually humanize them. Early on, Charge Man...
And then Charge Man Ken just starts blasting. So I started blasting. Yeah, Vinyl's been making a comeback. Vinyl's making a big comeback. It's been, I personally am not too into Vinyl because, I don't like taking the Vinyl player out often, but it's a big thing. You can get Club Doom vinyls, by the way. You can. You can. We do have some Club Doom vinyls. I have one right next to me. Sector Smoke Sessions.
Man Ken saves an alien's life, and this messes up the aliens so much that they can't bring themselves to fight him. And the episode ends with Ken saying that he knows the aliens aren't all bad, but does that stop him on his never-ending quest to fry the entire Duralian race? No. No, it does not. Why would you even root for the hero when people like Charge Man Ken exist? When I say he's legitimately out of his mind, I mean it. There's an entire episode where he actually uses that to his advantage. In one episode, Ken pretends to be crazy to sneak into a building for people with brain problems, not because he's out of his mind and needs to be locked up, which he does, but because the Duralians, they're building a base underneath the building to blow up Europe with a missile. Not a country in Europe, like the whole Europe, the whole thing.
Just
They
Europe.
pulled this off
Just
by
all of
designing a
Europe.
rocket with a mad scientist. And just as Ken is about to fight him, the scientist takes himself out instead. That's right. The only way to escape Charge Man Ken is to just go out on your own terms. There's no other way
Damn, Biocop, you got a death wish or something?
to fight him.
Yeah!
Ken's parents, they were completely okay with this entire plan. Oh, did I not mention that Charge Man Ken has a family? Well, he does, and they're all just as insane and out of their mind as he is. There's an episode where Ken's family is out on a Sunday drive, and Ken's dad almost isekais a kid with their car, and when they find out that it was an alien in disguise, he says out loud at the end of the episode, "Wow, good thing that wasn't a real person, or we would have been in a lot of trouble."
Ooh! The connotations of that! Oh! Oh! Oh, city! Damn! That is nuts. That is
Hard cuts,
insane.
Laughter and happy credits music. Every episode is like this. Why are they like this? What is this anime? I haven't even talked about
It's
Barracuda.
always
I guess
sunny
he's a
in
robot.
Philadelphia.
He's like Charge Man Ken's sidekick, and he doesn't really do anything. He's just sort of there to look goofy. But this anime, it's drawn so bad, I can't tell what I'm looking at half the time. Sometimes his eyes are fine. Sometimes they point in opposite directions. There is not a single thing about this anime that makes sense. I can't even tell when it's badly drawn. That's how bad it is. It is so unlike anything that I have ever seen that it's easier to describe it by listing off things that you think you know about anime instead. Speaking of segues, things that are wrong with this anime. Sometimes there's no sound. You know how there's supposed to be like sound in anime? Well, that doesn't happen. Someone throws a punch? No sound. Someone explodes? No sound. Even the worst kung fu movie had sound, and somehow they didn't have the money for it half the time. Oh, there was some sound money. They spent most of it on screaming. Since there's no explosions or music in half of this show, all you hear are the aliens' last moments as they fade out of their one-frame existence.
That's brutal. That's metal as fuck.
And it never lets up. But this is a happy anime. Don't worry about all the explosions. Or that episode where the aliens use orphans as free labor. Everything's fine. Look at the silly robot.
Yeah, look at the silly robot,
Other
chat.
things
Look
that
at the
are wrong
silly
with
robot.
Charge Man Ken, of which there are many. Let's talk about colors for a second. Now, why would I talk about colors? Because sometimes in Charge Man Ken,
I mean, it was the
there
70s,
was
and I don't know if the concept of royalties was a thing in Japan in the 70s. I don't know.
an episode
Hard to say.
where they just flat
I'm not
out
familiar.
did not color in one of
They
the
could have a
characters.
whole
For
completely
some
different
reason,
system
they
back
didn't
then, for
think
all
it
I
was
know.
important to do that. Let's cut the episode a little bit of slack, though. It was one of the earlier episodes, so maybe they just need a little bit of practice. Save all
A
that
lot
shit
of the same
for the big
people running
finale.
out that.
What if I told you Charge Man Ken actually starts looking worse the more episodes they made? They didn't get better at drawing it. Nothing about this anime gets better. Nothing about it is normal. It's never normal. Not even once. Even simple things like straight lines don't get drawn right in this anime. I want you to take a look at this net. Now, you guys know what a net is, right? Please, somebody tell me you know what a net is. It's just a bunch of lines that you cross, but they couldn't draw a line right. How do you do that? Never mind.
How do you fuck
that on
up a
accident?
net?
How do you do that on purpose? They don't connect. You would have had to physically take your hand off the paper to do that. How did that happen? Here's another thing about Charge Man Ken. They didn't bother cleaning up the top of the screen. The anime constantly looks like it's about to tear in half and burst into flames at a moment's notice. Now, little mistakes like that really shouldn't bother you, but there are a million things that are wrong with this anime, and each one just hits you harder and harder until you cannot take it anymore. Bad animation is one thing.
We gotta
but
react
the
to this
amount of
show.
reused
We gotta
animation
react
in
to this
anime
show.
is
This
just
show
on a
sounds
completely
fun.
different level. You can't even describe it. Every episode has a transformation sequence where really all Charge Man Ken does is put on a helmet, but it never changes. It lasts 20 seconds long, and it's the only part of this entire anime that looks kind of, sort of, maybe okay. The rest of the anime barely even
It's either
qualifies as
I can probably find it
animation.
either on
It's just
YouTube or the
still
Internet
images with
Archive.
dialogue half the time. Even a supercomputer couldn't fix this thing. You could not do a reanimated.
You could not upscale this, John, with AI if you tried. Charge Man Ken. What happens if I look up Charge Man Ken on YouTube? Charge Man Ken, full series, 66 episodes. Let's fucking go.
On this show if you tried, because there's no animation to fix. I actually had to take breaks when I was watching this. Not because I wanted to, but because I felt like I was going insane. It's that bad. This is like the bootleg anime that you see playing in the background of some movie that you got out of a Walmart DVD bin. Here's another thing about Charge Man Ken. They didn't have time for things like scene transitions either. 1 minute, Ken just had to have
Did y'all
time for
notice?
things
Did y'all notice the fish in the background just stop and then go back to swimming? Yeah, they just,
background of some movie that you got out of a Walmart
the background
DVD.
fish just
Here's
stop.
another thing about
They
Charge
just
Man
stop
Ken.
and then they
didn't
keep
have
going.
time for things like scene transitions either. 1 minute, Ken's just having dinner with his family, and then a second later he's underwater in his flying rocket car. Even when you're paying as much attention as you possibly can, it makes you think that you missed something. It's like watching second later he's underwater in his flying rocket car.
That is
Even when you're
that
paying
is a
as
GIF,
much
man.
attention
That
as
is
you
this would
possibly
make the
can,
GIF
it
of
makes you
all
think that you
GIFs. This right here. She just does not move. She is an immovable object in that water. What the
It's
fuck
like
is
watching
this?
a train wreck explode in slow motion. You don't want to watch it, but you have to. I have never paid.
Who deleted the horse? Who in the hell deleted the horse? Someone deleted the horse, and I'ma fucking find out who. Who deleted the horse? Which one of y'all flatfoot children did this? Who deleted the horse?
You have to.
Who deleted the horse?
I have never paid so much attention to anything in my entire life. It is the most exhaustingly crazy anime to have ever existed. And then there's the hair. Oh man, let me tell you about the hair in Charge Man Ken. So there's this hair, and every few scenes, it shows up at random when you're watching it. Now with a normal anime, you would just ignore it. But Charge Man Ken is not a normal anime.
I thought he was talking about characters' hairstyles. No. Yeah, Ken here is pointing at it. It's up here.
There's this hair, and every few scenes, it shows up at random when you're watching it. Now, with the normal
It's down here. Someone's hair got in the animation. Someone's hair got in the animation.
My entire life. It is the
That's
most
amazing.
exhaustingly crazy anime to have ever existed. And then there's the hair.
Yeah,
oh man, let me tell you about the hair in Charge Man Ken. So there's this hair, and every few scenes, it shows up at random when you're watching it. Now with the normal anime,
Bro,
you
that
would
is
just
so
ignore it.
bummy.
Charge Man Ken
It's so big.
is not a normal anime.
Put their hair on the animation
shows up
cells.
when you least expect it. You're trying to pay attention because it's the most engagingly boring thing that you have ever seen. But then there's that hair again. It just keeps popping up and you can't block it out of your mind. It's always drawing your eyes to the side of the screen. You can't not look for it. It's maddening. Charge Man Ken is diabolically bad to the point where even watching it drains your energy like some sort of 1970s anime vampire. It's like something a supervillain would come up with. You want to see what happens next because it's the strangest thing that you've ever seen, but a lot of the time it's just regular bad and nothing interesting is going on. But when you drop your guard, that is the point that it pulls you back in with an episode about kids eating mushrooms in the woods. Even talking about this anime makes it sound like you've lost your mind. You rewind the entire episode. Something in there had to make a little bit more sense. They did not make an anime where aliens lure kids into the woods to eat poison mushrooms so that they won't do their homework. But that's exactly what you
What? Fuck you mean the aliens lure them in to eat shrooms and not do their homework? Kids do that anyway. And you ain't need no fucking aliens for that. Kids already do that on their own.
You just saw, and there's no explanation, and now you watch the same episode of Charge Man Ken 3 times, and the damage is already done. This anime is an aggressive waste of time. It is impossible to get used to. It's like a roller coaster of insanity and disappointment. It has the highest highs and the lowest lows. There is not a single normal thing that happens. Not even one. It has a beginning and an end, and that's it. Up is down, left is right. Sometimes they don't even get that right. In one episode, they have these Jetsons-style moving sidewalks, and all the people on it, they're facing one direction. But the sidewalk is going the opposite way. So they actually animated a scene in reverse. How does that happen? How do you not know your left from your right? A million questions race through your head when you watch this, and every one of them
every
is like a paper cut.
Who deleted the horses? Who deleted all of the horses? Who keeps deleting the horses?
Why does it look so bad? Is it even an anime if it moves at 3 frames a second? What do the Jiralians really want? Why do they have targets painted on their chests? Why does everyone just let Ken do whatever he wants? Where did Ken get his superpowers? It never ends. And those are just the normal questions. None of that has anything to do with the actual episodes. Next up on a large list of things that are wrong with Charge Man Ken is the music. They only had the budget for 5 songs, and they used them.
And God knows they fucking use them.
Constantly. At first, you don't really mind. But after a few episodes, it becomes absolute torture. Anytime that there's happy music, you can't help but feel like something is about to go just horribly, horribly wrong as this existential sense of dread washes over you. This is the hardest thing that I have ever had to watch. Even the length of the episodes is a trap. You say to yourself, one more episode couldn't hurt. I mean, they're only 5 minutes long. What could possibly happen in 5 minutes? But nobody is safe in Charge Man Ken. Literally anything can happen and does happen in this show. Nothing about this anime is normal. It's never normal. Why does he have a car? Why does he have a car?
Why is he allowed to drive it?
It's unfair to judge an anime from the 1970s by modern anime standards, but I'm not doing that. Space Battleship Yamato came out the exact same year as Charge Man Ken. It's not even good by 1970s standards. I've seen black and white episodes of Astro Boy that look better than Charge Man Ken. It's not even drawn normal. Anime is not supposed to look like this.
What the fuck are
Even
these
though it's
frames,
super
dude?
low budget, all
What the
people
fuck are
get
these
drawn
frames?
In this hyper-realistic style that looks like no anime that you've ever seen before. People such as Dracula, who was real in this show apparently. And who could forget Purple Hat Abraham Lincoln? And then there was
Oh yeah, Abraham Lincoln palette swap. Player 2 Lincoln, let's go. Player 2
in this
Lincoln.
show apparently. And
Yeah, this is just like alt costume Abraham Lincoln. Player 2 Abraham. Player 2 Lincoln, let's go.
who could forget Purple Hat Abraham Lincoln? And then there was the episode that absolutely broke me. I thought after watching half of Charge Man Ken, that I was ready for anything. But this anime ended up doing something that I've never seen an anime do in my entire life. It was so insane that it did not even register in my brain. I had to play the episode back frame by frame in slow motion until I found it, but there it was. For exactly 2 frames of animation, they photographed a hand. The second that I saw this, I fully expected to wake up to people with clipboards congratulating me on escaping from some sort of simulation.
Yeah, that's some fucking creepypasta like shit. God damn.
I don't even know how to respond to that. Bad animation is one thing. Bad animation I can handle, but they photographed a hand. Which brings us to an actual episode that defies explanation so hard that I had to make a YouTube video to talk about it. Dynamite in the Brain. Even the title of the episode...
Bruh, that's a song title too. That's a fucking song title. Dynamite in the Brain? That's fucking metal, dude. That's fucking brutal.
Cannot prepare you for what you are about to witness. You wouldn't think that an episode of an anime called Dynamite in the Brain would have dynamite in someone's brain, but it does. It starts with Ken watching a movie, he's watching some dinosaurs on the screen, and then he bumps into a professor that offers him some food. Nice guy. But on his way out, Ken witnesses something that only a true hero of justice would not panic about. Dr. Volga has been kidnapped, and a second later, a news station talks about how the professor is holding a conference between different countries to try and make the world a better place. They got aliens attacking them. Maybe you should get some people on that. But Ken knows that that's impossible. Charge Man Ken just saw that guy get knocked out. So Ken rushes to the conference, busts in there saying, "There's no way that that's the real Dr. Volga. I just saw that man get thrown into a car like a slab of meat." And up until now, Ken just thinks that basically everybody in the world is an alien. But the professor walks past a mirror and he has a reflection. Like I said before, nothing in Charge Man Ken makes any sense because they just don't explain anything. The show just...
And other times they just don't animate shit.
...assumes you know that the aliens don't show up in mirrors. So with no other conclusion to make, Ken uses a brand new mind-reading power and hears a ticking sound coming from inside the professor's head. That's right, he's got dynamite in the brain. Hard cut to Ken's spaceship. He apologizes and tells the doctor that he's a human robot and that he's about to explode and that there's no time to explain. So Ken presses a button dedicated entirely to drop...
Press the eject button. There's a bomb in your brain, no time to explain. Boop!
His co-pilot
Oh
through
shit!
A hole in the floor, and Dr. Volga falls into a spaceship where he explodes on contact. The episode ends with Ken saying that the real Dr. Volga would have understood that he was a robot that was going to explode
The real Dr. Volga were the friends we made along the way.
in disguise, and how awful they feel about the whole situation. There are episodes of Charge Man Ken that are so impossible to describe that I can't even talk about them. You think I'm spoiling the anime by telling you about this show, but I'm not. This anime actually makes less sense the more that you talk about it. What's my favorite episode of Charge Man Ken? Oh, that's a tough one. They're all so good. How about the episode where, since it's the future, one of Charge Man Ken's classmates is having a rough time. He's bummed out because his dad lives a 1970s lifestyle, and being the only sane person in this entire series filled with exploding robots and kids with space cars, this guy, he decides, you know what? I'm out. Vinyl records that drive you insane, exploding professors. I think I've had just about enough of this. So the aliens, they come out from behind some trees, and they say to themselves, well, this just kind of works out for everybody. We want to get rid of all the humans, and you're a human, so just do it. Come on, man, do it. This upsets him so much that he changes his mind, and then Charge Man Ken gives the aliens a face full of blaster, as he always does.
That's
the
it.
only episode in the entire show that makes any sort of sense. In the depths of my confusion, I cannot for the life of me figure out how this got made. You couldn't even air this on modern TV, let alone the 1970s. I don't know how they pulled it off in the first place. I'm investigating it like the wreckage of a crashed helicopter, and I can't find jack. Speaking of helicopters, they don't even get things like perspective right.
Oh my god, this is from a real show, chat. This frame is from a real show. This is from a real fucking show. Holy shit.
Like perspective right. They didn't even bother looping the backgrounds correctly. Even the Flintstones had looping backgrounds. Come on.
What did you mean? Quite a bit, Ted. Quite a bit.
Right.
This anime is apparently some ass. Charge Man Ken is apparently they got hair in the animation cells. That's how bad it is. Every now and then, it's not in this frame, but every now and then you get scenes where there's just a hair sticking out because some nasty ass got the hair in the fucking animation cells.
Oh,
That's how
what am I
poorly
doing
made
to
this
myself?
John is.
This is my life now. Just trying to figure out why Charge Man Ken has a car. They had such a low budget that there's jumps in the sound, and this is admittedly difficult to illustrate, but let me try and explain. Since each song only lasts around a minute, at one point someone making this show said, hey, you know, we need like 1 minute and 10 seconds of this song, but we only have a minute. So their idea was just to skip around the middle of the song instead of looping it back from the beginning. There's not a single reason that this anime should exist. It's like every parody for a bad anime was rolled into a single show, and it somehow retroactively inserted itself 40 years back in the timeline. I don't know, this came out in 1974. I can't even do math. That's how bad Charge Man Ken is. It's physically killing my brain cells to try and talk about this anime. You know what I did? I had to check if this anime was actually real. I looked it up on Wikipedia, and it turns out Charge Man Ken, it came out on April Fool's Day. This anime came out on April 1st, 1974. All of this insanity went completely unnoticed until around 2007 when it finally came out on DVD in Japan. Up until this point, nobody even knew that this series existed, let alone watched it. But quickly, and I'm talking like a wildfire, episodes started leaking onto the internet, and the second that Japan found out that it existed, it quickly became the country's favorite bad anime. Every single episode got millions of views, every frame of animation got remixed into dozens and dozens of music videos. You have Charge Man Ken Pokemon parodies, Charge Man Ken Splatoon parodies, Charge Man Ken Toho music, you name it. If it's something popular in Japan, it's got a Charge Man Ken remix. It became such an internet sensation that they're still celebrating how incredibly horrible this anime is to this very day. And Charge Man Ken is just such a legendarily bad anime that it actually changed the entire landscape of Japanese anime meme culture as we know it. They're using him like the Pip-Boy in Fallout to advertise video games now. Japan eventually started doing so many remixes of Charge Man Ken episodes set to their own crazy remixed music that they even released an official Dynamite in the Brain song for it more than 30 years after this anime aired. This show has more merchandise.
So there is a song called Dynamite in the Brain. It is an actual song title. Let's go!
Than it did when it came out in 1974. You got Charge Man Ken cell phone cases, you got Charge Man Ken figurines. You can even go on the official Charge Man Ken website, which is a thing, and buy his sweater, which I'm sure would make you go completely insane the second that you put it on. You'd probably think I'm joking, but that's actually the entire plot of an episode of the anime Kororo Gunso. Or, you know, you guys might know it as Sergeant Frog. Whatever you guys know it as, even other anime make fun of how bad an anime Charge Man Ken is. And just when you've convinced yourself that Charge Man Ken isn't real, and that the madness is over because he can't hurt you, Japan had to do the impossible and bring Charge Man Ken into the real world. In 2019, after exhausting every single joke that they possibly could, Japan decided enough was enough and made a live-action play based on Charge Man Ken with exploding professors and everything. Those Japanese
Let's go!
fans, they know what they're doing. They even photoshopped that hair onto the posters for the full Charge Man Ken experience. Now, some people are gonna say that Charge Man Ken is like the room of anime, but honestly, that's not accurate enough. Nothing can explain Charge Man Ken. Nothing is accurate enough. Charge Man Ken is the Charge Man Ken of anime. It's peerless. There's nothing else like it. You know, this anime changes a man. It is, I can't even explain it. It's the sort of thing an alien life form way out in outer space would cobble together from 1950s TV transmissions with no knowledge of what anime or the human race is supposed to be like. In fact, I'm not even sure this anime was made by people. I think that the Duralians might be real and that they made this entire series to give
Fuck it, we'll
Charge
do
Man
it live.
Ken a bad name. What other explanation could there possibly be? Every frame is wrong. Every aspect of this anime is incorrect. There were times where I thought my speakers were broken because nothing was coming out of them. The hero isn't heroic. You root for the bad guys. In no point in its 65 episode run did I ever say to myself, yeah, you know what, that looks okay. It's offensive to all 5 senses, and a few senses only found in space aliens. Do you want to get into old anime? Because if you can get through Charge Man Ken, you can get through anything. Watch Charge Man Ken, knowing that your life can only improve from that point on. But be careful, it might be the last anime that you ever see.
We're gonna watch it, YouTube. We're gonna watch it, chat. Not tonight, but this definitely on the queue. Right up there with tattooed teenage alien fighters from Beverly Hills and vampires and WMAC masters. We finna get Charge Man Ken in here.
A new bar has been set. Charge Man Ken makes Twinkle Nora Rock Me look like Akira. They're not even in the same ballpark, let alone the same planet. The list now goes Charge Man Ken, then a very, very large gap to Twinkle Nora Rock Me, and then, you know, maybe Girl Detective Club just for being boring and inoffensive. It is so far down on the bad anime ladder that it breaks through the floor like an old Nintendo game, then ends up at the top of the screen next to my best anime of all time list. There is nothing else like it, and the fact that nobody even knows that it exists when it is clearly the best anime ever created is a crime. Now here's the real question. Are you a bad enough dude to watch Charge Man Ken? Do you choose to watch a modern anime or the Chad Charge Man? Why would you even watch
the Chad Charge
anime?
Man, of
Something
course.
Like this exists. It is the stuff of legend, and I would recommend that you leave a like and a comment too, because it would be unfortunate if Charge Man Ken thought that you were an alien in disguise.
That was great. I am hyped as fuck. Let's get some Sonic Universe in there.
I don't see anyone. I swear, he was right outside. You know, actually, now that we're on that topic, that guy has a ton of issues. Sal? I mean, has he ever heard of therapy? It actually works, you know. Sal, what? Shadow, he's gone again? Kermit, are you okay? Is there something in your coffee? I mean, come on! Seriously! Ah, shit.
Walk into my history.
Breaking news as tragedy strikes the DAU. A random spaceship crashing in a random coffee shop at a random location inside the DAU. My God, the travesty. There is fire and gunshots everywhere. What's this? I am receiving reports and there is a furry on the site with a machine gun. I repeat, there is a furry with a machine gun. He is fighting some kind of frog and or bug creature. What's this? My God, there's so much violence and chaos and explosions and fan service. If only we had the budget to show you what we're witnessing right now, but we don't. The intensity.
No, we don't.
The sheer fan service. My God. Perhaps if we can raise enough funding through patreon.com/DevilArtemis, we can create more cringe content. Oh my God, there are Latinas. There are Latinas everywhere. The furry is losing his mind. Quickly, check out patreon.com/DevilArtemis while you can for banging rewards and a bitch-ass Discord server. Ah!
Latinas? Shit, that's all you had to say.
All right, let's get a Master Roshi one in. Let's do it. What Roshi doing? What is Roshi doing tonight? Is this some Charge Man Ken? Is this some okay, it's Law and Order. I was thinking Charge Man Ken. Turns out it was Law and Order. And YouTube is just being YouTube and forced them to take out the music. Okay. Yep. Alright, I see what happened. I see what happened.
The court, order in the court. In the case of Shadow v. Cell, the jury find you, Shadow, not guilty.
Oh, come on! Your Honor, the evidence is clear. Super Shadow is a ripoff.
You know what I see, Kermit? Jack shit. Because I'm old as fuck and my bones hurt. But what I can make out...
Preach. Let's see here. Ted with the 2. Can you check out Proof Speed Racer is a sociopath? Alright.
is that Shadow is clearly a chihuahua of some kind that's haunted by trauma.
Actually, he's a hedgehog, Your Honor. And you're a bigot.
Order!
You need to get out!
Shadow, you're out of line. Now I expect both of you to behave, or else Officer Melvin here will lay down the law.
Sorry, Your Honor. My client's just grumpy. He's been edging all day.
The court hereby grants
Boo.
a free revive, courtesy of the Dragon Balls and taxpayer money of the DAU.
You know, you're a real shit lawyer. So, you're being represented by a fucking Muppet, okay? My briefcase? It's empty. And for fuck's sake, this isn't even coffee. It's goddamn apple juice. Okay. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. I'm not even mad. I wasn't gonna finish that anyway. Maria!
Alright, so let's check out, Speed Racer. Speed Racer is... Yo, is this the clip where the one dude just, like, screams and crashes?
Calling the Mach 5. Come in, Speed. Trixie calling the Mach 5.
I'm in the middle of a race, Trixie. Don't talk to me now. Can't you wait till it's over?
Speed, listen to me. Eloise's brother Hap has got to win. Please let him.
Why should I let him win? I'm out to win myself. Now sign off and don't bother me.
But Hap must win so that he can pay for the doctors to make his sister well. And besides, Hap would then be hired to manage a big car factory. That would solve all their money problems. Please let him win, Speed.
It doesn't matter to me what his reasons are for wanting to win. I wouldn't be playing fair if I let him win the race on purpose.
But Speed!
I'll see you when the race is over, Trixie.
But Eloise is ill. They must have some money. Please let him win, Speed. Speed! Speed! Speed!
I'll loan them the money. Fuck it. After I win.
Speed wins!
They can loan the money from me after I win. Wow, what? Hold up. Speed Racer Scream. Yeah, the death scream, I think. Is this it? Yeah, he's going off that
He's going over that cliff.
I love this clip.
He's going over that cliff. He's going over that cliff.
Oh man, this was a good night, chat. Even though we couldn't finish Manborg, we'll figure something out. We'll figure something out, chat. We will figure something out. Okay, but until then, I gotta head out. I got a thing in the morning. All right, so I'll catch y'all goats later. I will catch y'all later. We will come up with. We will just have to come up with a you know, non-Manborg stuff until I'm gonna do an Odyssey stream. I might do an Odyssey stream some point this week or next, whenever I can fit it in. Cause we gotta finish Manborg, chat. We gotta finish Manborg. It's so good. All right. So I'll catch y'all goats later. Peace, 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 peace. And as always, sweet nectar.